Back with another video for you today. I have the lovely Rachel here with me. She's a San Francisco food stylist and a baker, has a cookie business. Today, she and I are going to rank 20 delicious fragrances, all coming right up. Tell us a little bit about your work, the work you do, and also your cookie business.
Yes, so I've been freelancing in the food styling world in San Francisco for about a year and a half, which has been incredible. So basically I get to go on different sets and studios around San Francisco and cook a whole bunch of food that gets styled and shot for magazines, issues, and cookbooks and advertising. And on the side as well, I have a cookie business. We brought some cookies here today.
Delicious cookies too.
So the heart behind the cookie business is to provide San Francisco with an incredibly balanced, chewy cookie that also fights human trafficking. So my slogan is cookies with a cause. So this is for you, my friends.
Oh my God, look at that cookie. So what's the cookie business called?
Food and Courage. Food and Courage is the name of my business.
Can I take a bite?
Oh, please do. Smell it. Tell me what you think.
I think we have a fragrance in here that smells like this cookie. If you want to find out more information about Rachel and her cookie business, I'll have a link in the info box. But shall we get started?
Let's do it.
Fragrances were all judged in advance before we shot this video, because we figured that it would take a little longer if we did it all on camera. And we have 20 fragrances here. So we're at number 20. So what did we pick for number 20?
All right, number 20 is right here.
So this is INSULO by JEROBOAM. And this is a kind of boozy vanilla, but we figured that you don't really like musks, and there's this like underlying musk note in here.
There's a touch of musk, yes.
That you didn't really care for as much. Do you like everything else besides the musk?
I do, yeah. I like the boozy smells. I love the vanilla. I think it takes you back to like a bit of the holidays when you create like boozy cakes, you know, like a rum cake or a bourbon cake or something like that, where you kind of dredge it, but there's like vanilla in the cake itself.
Yeah.
So I love that about it.
But yeah, that underlying musk note in there that you didn't really care for.
It's not my favorite.
It's not your favorite. So at number 19, we went with Back to Black by Kilian. And I love this one. It's probably my favorite honey fragrance. But Rachel is not into the honey note as much, I guess.
It's not my favorite simply because I think it's like an overwhelming note, and I think it's just like, it's very forward, and if you smell like raw honey, I just think it's overwhelming, and it does like make the side of your tongue water, specifically if you just smell it. And this is really straight in your face honey. It is, it's a very forward note.
But this is delicious. I love this one. And if you're looking for an absolutely true smelling honey fragrance, this is the one right here, Back to Black by Kilian. So at number 18, we went with Oud for Love from The Different Company. Now this is all about oud, which can be a little dirty, but it's very caramelly because there's caramel in here, and there's also boozy notes in here. So it's pure deliciousness for me, but I think the oud was a little too strong for you, right?
I think the oud is a little bit forward, so it gives it almost like a bit of like a spice.
Yeah, it was coming off spicy for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think it will take some time for you to get used to oud, or is that something that you don't?
I think so. I imagine as like my nose matures.
Do you use some of the ingredients in these fragrances though, right?
I do.
Like caramel?
Yes. I think we were talking about like to make caramel is like sugar and citrus, etc. And yeah, it gives it this like deep smell as you make it, which I think you definitely get notes of in this fragrance.
Totally. All right, so at number 17, we're going with a fragrance called Café Tuberosa from Atelier Cologne. Now this is all about coffee with rose and tuberose, and there's a little bit of chocolate thrown in there.
I do really love the combination of the rose and the chocolate. It almost just sounds like a lovely relaxing day of just like teas and flowers and chocolates. It's just kind of a dream day.
Not doing anything, right?
Exactly.
Just chilling and having.
It's a relaxed day, yeah. But it comes together and it's a bit robust almost, yeah?
Yeah, it does. Now, I really like this because I love the way it smells. It's just a unique combo of those notes. And the coffee is actually not really a note. They're not really using a note in here. They've created an accord from different notes. Then it comes off smelling like coffee.
Very interesting.
So it does smell like coffee to you, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But the tuberose is pretty sharp in here, and the rose kind of smells like something else we have in here.
Yes.
But we'll talk about that when we get there. So this is Cafe Tuberosa at number 17. So the next one, we're going with a fragrance that utilizes a delicious note of tea, not necessarily something like caramel or vanilla. And that fragrance is Tea for Two from L'Artisan Parfumé. So this is a classic. People tend to love this one. But it's spicy for you.
It is, but I think what I love about it is it kind of gives me like a very specific memory. Which is like for me, when I taste things, I often go back to specific memories, and you've taught me with smell how that is, and I just immediately feel like I'm in a garden when I smell this, and I love that. It's like relaxing, even if it is a bit spicy.
So it's invigorating and then also calming at the same time.
Yes.
This is a truly gorgeous. This is probably my favorite tea fragrance. There are others out there that come kind of close. But this is absolutely the cake, whatever however that expression goes.
The icing on the cake.
The icing on the cake. You should know that one. But delicious. If you don't know this one, check it out. It's a classic created by Olivia Jacobetti, one of my favorite perfumers. So that's Tea for Two. Next up, we're going with a fragrance from the house of Commodity, and this is Tonka. And it's funny, Rachel totally figured it out. I've always said this fragrance comes off very clean, slightly soapy, and she was like, this is very clean, smells so clean, even though it's Tonka beans. Do you know what Tonka beans are?
I don't.
Apparently you can eat Tonka beans. I didn't even know you could do that, but it's a note that's used in perfumery, and it's a lot of different perfumes. They almost have an almondy-like smell.
Okay.
You can pick that up a little bit in here.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a chocolatiness as well. And they just look like little almonds, but they're like not nuts. They're more like dates or something. I've touched them and seen them, but apparently you can eat Tonka.
Yeah, I love it because it's like very clean. It's like a bit creamy. It just comes together very nicely.
This smells a bit like Fève Delicious from Dior. I didn't bring that out because the bottle is a big one. I'll do that another time. But there's differences between the two, but they're close in a way. But it's really, really delicious. Anybody that's a fan of Tonka beans should check out Tonka from Commodity. And we're going to the house of Xerjoff, and this is NAXOS right here. So this one, I did a video recently, well, actually 3 months ago, called Top 22 Delicious Fragrances, and I had this at number 1. But what is it about this one that wasn't as good as the other ones for you?
I think it's the
honey again, I think, personally.
It is a little bit of the honey. Yeah, it's like, again, a bit strong for me, which is just like a personal preference on my part.
It is a combo of honey, tobacco, and there's some tonka bean in there. There's also lavender, so there's a cleanness about it. And I think this one also has lavender. So we have 2 tonka bean fragrances back to back. Interesting, huh?
Yeah, it is. Again, it smells like very clean to me.
It is clean, huh? I mean, I think the honey in here is not as overpowering as the other honey one, right?
Yes.
The other one's like straight on honey.
It's a very forward note, or the other honey one. This is a bit more subtle.
Subtle, yeah. Anyway, this is NAXOS, a really, really lovely fragrance. But if you can't afford NAXOS, there is a cheap alternative called Pure Havane from Mugler, and you can try that one as well. So at number 13, we're going to the house of DIPTYQUE, and this is Eau Duelle in the EDP concentration. This is, I think, lower because, I mean, you love vanilla.
I do.
She loves vanilla.
I love vanilla. We use vanilla in every which way when cooking. Yes.
In the cookies? By the way, I'm going to have another bite.
Oh, please do. Yeah, this is actually a Madagascar vanilla that's used in the cookies that I make.
I shouldn't eat on camera. So Eau Duelle, I think it's lower personally. I know Rachel now, is because it's boozy, and she likes boozy fragrances. It's vanilla, she likes vanilla, but there's an underlying spiciness about this one, and also a muskiness about this one, and that's why it's kind of lower. But she loves vanilla and boozy fragrances.
Sure.
Did I say that correct?
I think you nailed it. Yeah.
Do you know
Well said.
Do you know Diptyque?
I don't.
Here in San Francisco, there was a store called Diptyque. It's a French brand, started in the late 60s. They're known for their candles.
Okay.
And if you ever have a chance to go to downtown San Francisco, we're kind of downtown anyway. But,
We live there. We're also neighbors.
but yeah, we should go to Diptyque and smell because they have great
let's do
candles.
it.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Yeah. Anyway, Eau de Duelle, a lovely, lovely fragrance from Diptyque. They have the EDP version, Eau de Parfum, and they also have the Eau de Toilette version, which is lighter, a little more airier. But this one's beefy. It's definitely beefy, and I love this one.
It's very full.
At number 12, so it is By the Fireplace from Maison Margiela. Do you know Maison Margiela?
I don't.
Maison Margiela is a Belgian guy who has a French fashion house called Maison Margiela. And speaking of stores, there is a store on Maiden Lane.
Oh.
So you can go and buy his clothes. But
should go,
Barney's carries the line,
Okay.
the clothing, and of course the perfumes.
Okay.
It is owned by L'Oreal. The perfumes are distributed by L'Oreal. So L'Oreal also distributes Armani, Ralph Lauren, Diesel, a few other brands I can't think. But By the Fireplace is delicious. Yeah. Shall we spray?
Yes.
Here. So this is, you know what? You mentioned this was kind of boozy, and it is definitely, booziness is coming out a little bit. I think it is, but it's chestnuts.
Yes.
Candied chestnuts.
Yes.
Have you eaten chestnuts?
Oh, yes.
Do you like them?
I do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Not many people talk about chestnuts anymore.
That's true. Yeah, they're not used a ton in cooking. They're not a specifically preferred nut to cook with, but I always think the song Chestnuts Roasting by the Fire when I smell this fragrance. So it almost takes me back to the holidays a little bit again.
It's definitely holiday-like.
Yeah, and it's like very homey. It's a very calming smell.
Cozy?
Cozy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Homey.
Comforting.
Cozy. Yes.
Yeah.
It's all of those things.
There's a review of this one I have on the channel, guys, if you want to find out more about By the Fireplace. It's delicious. It's probably, in my book, it's the best one from this house, Maison Margiela, but they also have others that I also like. So check them out, Maison Margiela By the Fireplace. We're going to a house that hardly anybody speaks about, but this is a very, very delicious fragrance and very inexpensive. Well, I don't know if it's inexpensive. It's about $65 for a 50 ml. And this is Serendipity 3, and it's Serendipitous, or Serendipitous. Serendipitous.
I think you've got it.
This to me smells like vanilla cookies. Vanilla
Yes.
cookies, and I'm gonna have another bite of that vanilla
Please
cookie.
do.
But it's delicious. There's also like caramel in there as well.
Yeah, there is. I think we were talking about this as there is like a note of caramel, but it's not like a caramel sauce specifically. It's like a caramel candy that you would chew and savor, and it's made in like more of an artisan kind of way with notes of vanilla, as if the vanilla was made in the caramel. That's how I feel about it.
So do you get any salt in here? There's no saltiness in here, right?
I don't think so, no.
But I do get salt in your cookies.
Yeah. The cookies are finished with Malden salt, which is a light, flaky finishing salt. It's actually one of my favorite kinds of salt, so it's not overpowering.
Oh, wow.
It just causes to like balance food because it's a finishing salt, so it's shaved very, very thin.
Oh, wow. Learn something new every day. But anyway, if you want to check out Serendipity 3, Serendipitous, check it out. It's a delicious, delicious vanilla caramel dessert-like gourmand fragrance.
Highly recommend.
So this is cardamom coffee from Lush's Gorilla perfume, or Gorilla, yeah, Gorilla perfume. Barilla, not Barilla, Gorilla. Barilla is a pasta brand, right?
Yeah.
Barilla or Barilla, Barilla. This is delicious coffee and
Yes,
cardamom.
I love this. And I think we've been talking about spice a lot, and it's a bit spicy, but it's like the coffee comes first, and so I actually really like the spice in this, and cardamom is actually one of my favorite spices, the seed of it specifically. So I actually used it last night. I made a pickling liquid, and I used cardamom seeds, and I pickled like a rainbow radish, and just made like a light slaw out of it, and added jicama and cilantro and candied spiced peanuts, and yeah, it was really lovely.
Oh my God, can I come over and have some?
Yes, you can. I'll bring it over. Yeah.
Sounds delicious. Wow.
Next time we have dinner.
Yeah. So cardamom coffee, Now we have 2 cardamom coffee fragrances in this list. This one was not as good as the other one to Rachel. We'll get to the other one soon. But I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about because I've spoken about it a lot. But this is from the Gorilla perfume house that's owned by Lush. So if you go to a Lush store, they have a little section called Gorilla Perfume. You'll find this there along with a bunch of other fragrances from this house. Boozy time. You like boozy, right?
I really do.
This is Baraonda from Nasomatto. Whiskey and vanilla.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah, it smells a bit like licorice to me as well, and like delicate, which I really like about it. Like all the notes are just very specific and like sweet and inviting.
It is, huh? When you say delicate, what do you mean by that?
Like when you smell it, it's not overpowering, but it's inviting. Like it doesn't overwhelm your senses system. It just kind of like touches it gently. Does that make sense? Makes
total sense.
Yeah.
And I agree with that about this fragrance. It's not overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's not a beast. And this house is known for beast fragrances. Like they're pretty big. But this particular one was not.
Yeah. It's a bit gentle in the core.
Yeah.
It's like an after dinner liqueur.
Cozy.
Yeah. Again.
Number 8, we're going to the house of by Kilian.
Oh, yes.
Again. And this is Black Phantom. What did you like about this one? It's delicious.
You spray it.
It's the caramel I think you liked.
Oh, yes.
And the coffee maybe?
Yes, this is the one we were talking about caramels earlier. And it's again like the very creamy caramel, the one that like you specifically would eat like a small amount of this creamy caramel because it was like intentional and it's like artisan made. That's exactly how I feel when I smell this perfume.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a creamy artisan piece of caramel that like I'm gonna sit and savor and not do anything else while I eat it.
Do you pick up any of the coffee note?
I do, yeah.
Creamy, like a...
Yeah, it is very creamy.
It's creamy. Now, how long have you been living in San Francisco?
1.5 years.
Have you ever been to the Buena Vista?
I haven't.
And it's in Fisherman's Wharf. They're known for their Irish coffee.
Okay.
And this reminds me of Irish coffee. Creamy milk in there, and of course the coffee.
I can see that.
So anyway, that's what I always say. But they might not taste the same. Although we're not tasting this, we're just smelling it. So anyway, Black Phantom is at number 8. So we have Lira from Xerjoff again. Well, actually, this is not it's Xerjoff, but it's Casamorati, their offspring line. But this is... She was actually smelling this earlier, and as I said, and she pinpointed the exact notes. Like you mentioned the orange, which this has. You mentioned the caramel. You mentioned the vanilla, and this is exactly that.
I think what it specifically reminded me of was, and I thought of like lemon cookies that I make at the holidays, but it was simply the citrus note, recognizing the orange as it tastes like, it smells like powdered sugar and citrus and yeah, like the carameliness, and yeah, it's delightful. It brought back like memories for me, which I really love in a fragrance.
Scent memories are always fun.
Yeah, it's like a very sentimental thing.
Oh wow.
Which I like.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of vanilla right here, the orchid, the vanilla orchid.
Yes, and vanilla.
Right there. Anyway, that's Lira from Casamorati. All right, at number 6.
Oh, I love this one.
She loves this one, and I love this one, and every woman that I've turned this one on to love it. It is Intense Cafe from MONTALE. Guys, I've spoken about this one a lot. If you don't know it, you have to check it out. It is all about rose, coffee, or latte with milk. There's vanilla in there as well, but it's delicious. It's like you're having a latte next to a rose garden that's very, very fragrant.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. When I smelled it, I think my impression was like, someone has made me a latte with rose notes and it is delightful and I'm like in my robe. It's the perfect morning. Just like it smells like just the most relaxing morning. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
The coffee note in here doesn't give you that stimulation like the caffeine boost or something?
Not as much as maybe I thought it would.
And what do you think compared to this? Because this is the other one that kind of is sort of similar.
I prefer this one because I think like it's just a bit more gentle, which I think I like in a perfume, and I think this one is a little bit more robust and forward and like aggressive. So this one I just think is softer, which I like. Not any less of an intense smell, but the smells themselves are softer.
I think it's the creaminess that makes it softer. It's definitely creamy.
I'm sure you're right.
At number 5, we're going to the indie niche house of Kerosene, and this is Unknown Pleasures. lemon cookies, right?
Yes, yes. Everything about this is just like citrus and lemon. It is
Caramel.
light and sweet and delightful in every way.
Makes you want to go bake cookies?
It does. It makes you want to go bake cookies, like tea cookies almost, like light and citrusy and just like something you might have with a cup of tea. Yeah.
Are you a tea drinker or a coffee drinker?
Tea.
Tea?
All the way. I think that's one of the reasons I loved the cafe fragrance is like I love the light floral notes.
Oh.
I actually drink rose tea sometimes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I love roast tea.
Yeah. Oh, we should drink rose tea.
How long have you been doing the styling? You worked for somebody that's famous in the...
Oh, yes. Our next fragrance has to do with that. Yes.
Okay, all right. We'll talk about that. So,
Okay.
so that was at number 5.
Yes.
And at number 4, we're going to the house of I Profumi di Firenze, and we're going with Vaniglia de Madagascar. So when Rachel and I first met, I gave her a decant of this, and she wore it to the...
Oh, and I went to the symphony, and we ran into each other outside of our building, and yes, I smelled
And she
like
smelled
vanilla.
so good.
I was feeling very proud of myself. Seb just set me up for success, and I had the most lovely evening at the symphony. It was my very first time.
Oh, nice.
So yeah.
What do
I
you like
loved
about
it.
this?
I really love the smell of vanilla. I think that again, we were talking about like being sentimental with memories, and I used to work for a man who was the White House chef for 13 years. His name's John Moeller, and later he owned a catering business. And when I worked for him, I made a massive amount of creme brulee, and I would always take these like fresh Madagascar vanilla beans, and I would strip all of the paste out of them, and I would make this creme brulee. So what I love about it is it's just like it's sentimental for me, and it reminds me of that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, this is vanilla, but did you know that there's a whipped cream note in here?
Oh,
That's the creme brulee closeness, I guess.
you're right. It really is. I love that you identified that. It's
Anyway.
so great.
It's a great fragrance.
It
Check it
is.
out. This is Vaniglia de Madagascar from I Profumi di Firenze from Italy. All right, this next one is a fun fragrance. This is Comptoir du Sud Pacifique, and this is Vanille Banane. So bananas and vanilla go together, I think.
I am in love with this fragrance. It smells exactly like a perfectly balanced vanilla cream pie right before you put it in them. That's exactly how
Wow.
I feel about it. It's just like the balance of the bananas and the vanilla and maybe like the tiniest touch of citrus simply to like balance out what you're doing. I just think it's really beautiful, and I think it's very well rounded.
Wow. Do you think the banana note is strange? Because I never actually personally have thought about banana notes in fragrances, and I have a video that I just aired about this fragrance as well. If you didn't catch that one, please do catch it. Because I thought personally bananas would smell weird in a perfume. But as soon as I smelled this, I was like head over heels
It's
for
amazing.
it.
It's
really
amazing.
good.
Yeah, I think when I thought of it, I thought it would be strange, but smelling it, I'm crazy about it. It's our number 3. So.
Awesome. So Comptoir Sud Pacifique Vanille Banane at number 3. Number 2 is one of her favorite ones because it has one of her favorite spices. It's from by Kilian. It's Intoxicated. Coffee and cardamom again.
Again, cardamom.
But totally different
Yeah,
compared to this one.
It's like a very differently balanced perfume.
What did you like about this one more that you didn't like about this one?
I think that this is just like a nicer blend of the two, like the combination. It's I think our last fragrance is a little bit more cardamom forward, which gave it like a little bit more spice, which isn't my favorite. So I just love the balance and the blend of it.
Oh, nice. This is so good. A lot of people say this reminds them of Amen, which I can see, but I don't agree. Because this is luxury version of Amen, if that makes sense.
Luxury was like a perfect way to describe it. I think like I almost want to have it like wearing it like after dinner, after dessert.
Wow.
Like it's yeah.
You liked it?
Yeah.
Awesome. Number 2, by Kilian's Intoxicated. At number 1, we're going to the house of Indult, and this is Tijota. This is her favorite vanilla fragrance.
It is.
It's so true vanilla.
It really is. Everything about it is just like the authentic, raw, like vanilla smell, which I personally just adore.
Wow.
You know? And I use all the time. I use it literally pretty much every single day. I use vanilla. So I use it when I bake cookies. I use it in my styling job. I use it when I just cook for myself. So to be able to incorporate it into a perfume and wear it is just, you know, it's a great experience for me.
Wow. What did you like about this vanilla that you didn't really care about this one. Well, I mean, it's in the top 10.
It's true.
And then there's also Serendipitous. What's different about the 3? I guess this one was truer, right?
I was gonna say, I think this one is like more raw. It's like a little bit more of a raw when the other 2 were like mixed with like
other things.
Yeah,
Okay.
like they're a little bit more citrusy or a little bit more creamy.
Okay.
And this is like simply a raw experience. And for somebody who cooks, like I start with just like everything is raw. So I think I just love the authenticness of it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I think it is a true representation of like a real true raw vanilla, like Rachel said. And it deserves to be number 1. Totally
agree.
does. This is created by Francis Kirkjian, if you don't know this already. I have a video about this with Allison, one of my previous guests, and we discussed this fragrance, also 3 other fragrances from this house. And if you don't know Francis Kirkjian, I'm sure you do. He created Jean-Paul Gaultier's Le Male, or Le Male, and then he's also got his own brand, of course, tons of different great fragrances. But this is very underrated. Check it out, Indult. They are sold at Lucky Scent. If you want a true vanilla fragrance, this is it right here. Indult's Tihota. Perfect.
At number 1.
Perfect fragrance for number 1. Thank you so much for doing the video with me.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Did
I
you
really
like-
appreciate it.
you like-
I had the most wonderful time. I always love being here and smelling all of your incredible fragrances. You have
Oh,
the most
sure.
beautiful taste. So
I smell food sometimes next door too.
Well, I always come home to smelling perfume in our hallway. It's like, it's the dream neighbor.
Oh, well, that's good.
You are the dream neighbor.
Not overwhelming perfume smells, huh?
No,
Oh, okay,
it's
good.
amazing. It's amazing, of course.
So, people can go on your website and purchase
Yes,
cookies?
so if you go to www.foodencourage.com, you have the ability to purchase cookies online. We also offer a delivery service, and you'll be able to read more about where we donate 10% of our proceeds towards fighting human trafficking locally in San Francisco, which is where we got our name, Food and Courage. So if you're looking for shaved chocolate chunk, Malden, chewy cookies, you know where to find them.
If you have any questions or comments about these fragrances, let me know. Put a comment down. Which of these fragrances is your favorite, or have you ever tried these fragrances? Let us know. And if I didn't cover a delicious fragrance that you like and you want me to know, please put that in the info box as well. And also, if you have any questions for Rachel, please put that down and she'll maybe answer them.
I will.
And if you feel like visiting her website, the link's in the info box. All right, guys, please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.